Legendary finishes are easily one of Dragon Ball Legends' biggest selling point, and this year specifically, they've put in a lot of work to deliver. Now that we've had the part 2 of the 2025 festival, we won't be getting another legendary finish until after part 3, where they would usually do an after party, which we have got for the past 3 celebrations: the 7th anniversary, the 2024 festival, and the 6th anniversary. But man, there's so many different factors that go into making a legendary finish good, and I want to ask you guys in the comment section, let me know you guys' favorite legendary finish down below. If I give you guys mine, easily Legends Limited fusing Super Vegito. I always talk about it, but the way they added the smoke to make it look very cartoony, I appreciate that so much. It shows levels of creativity. Of course, they have snatched it from Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, but that animation is so top tier. To see it in Dragon Ball Legends is honestly perfection. But I felt in this video I should go into the legendary finishes that we got recently, those two being Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and Super Saiyan God Goku and Hit, the value that they bring to the game, what's good about them, and I'll talk about them in retrospect to the rest of the Dragon Ball Legends legendary finishes. Let's get into this, man. So I think it makes the most sense to start in the order they were revealed, so we're gonna go through Super Saiyan God Goku and Hit's animations first. One thing I want to point out very heavily with this animation, also with Gohan's animation as I will get into it later, but the models are very good. Like, they're amazing. I don't know what they changed. There's little like effects on Goku's hair that is slightly different. I think the way it's just shaded. I can't really put it into words where I usually can put everything into words, but they did a really good job, and you'll see especially once he gets to blue. But let's start with it. So Goku comes in, he hits the right punch, the right hook is very nice, then he goes into a Kamehameha, cool, calm, and he powers into blue. And I think something that should be heavily pointed out is that Hit comes in swinging from behind, and there's a lot of after images to display his speed. One thing I love when games or animes or cartoons do is when they use something to display the speed, because we know they're moving fast. We always do know they're moving fast, but if you put in things like after images, or the sound is delayed, or even in other cases where they just don't move. I know you guys have probably seen clips, for example, Base Goku on Namek, he was just standing there and he was moving so fast that it looks like he's just standing still. And Vegito done it against Buhan as well. Those are two examples of super high speed, and I think with Hit, them putting after images to display his speed is obviously a very nice factor. I really like that. Anyways, let's continue on with the animation. So Hit comes in behind, and his movement's so quick that they've basically made the screen black to show his time skip, which is nice. And then the after images as he's moving is crazy. Like, it's actually insane. It looks so good. So we keep going. Like, you can't even really process what he does when the screen goes black. The way he comes in, he's like stepping right, left, but he does it in such quick succession you don't even realize it. Anyways, then he comes in with some heavy punches, right? That's really cool, and you can see the impact of his like time skip punches. It leaves like that purple sonic boom, you could say. Heavy punches, and you can still see the effects coming in. Then he hits a strong hook into Goku so he can hit some heavy punches, and the animation ends with a lot of ki blasts. Like, he's sending a lot of ki blasts, like a lot. It reminds me of Legends Limited Super Janemba, how he kept sending slashes. Like, this is really overkill. But something really nice is you can actually see every single ki blast in high definition being sent. So it's not just like it's a blur, it's literally detailed ki blasts all being sent, which is very nice. And then Goku ends powering down and hits an aura farm pose behind Goku. This here is a quality legendary finish, and I'd say a lot of it is down to Goku's model as well, but I really do think the after image effect with Hit is a big factor for why this animation is very much so loved. There's also the purple and the color mixing. So Goku, he has the red, then he goes blue. Hit, he has the purple. It's just overall beautiful, and I can easily see why a lot of people like this. It's one of my better legendary finishes. Like, I think it's one of the ones that are up there. Maybe it's recency bias, I don't know, but I mess with it alone. I think it's animated very well. Now we got the Legends Limited Super Saiyan 2 Gohan legendary finish here, and honestly, everybody loves this one. This one had people geeking, I think, especially because it was unexpected. But let's just go into it. The model is obviously great, we know this. Gohan's arm is bruck. His arm is not working, and I think that's a very nice touch, makes it feel very real. Anyways, we go into this, right? He's pushing in with just his one arm. He goes in with the kick and the swing, and then he loads up the Kamehameha. The details on his model is amazing, and even look at the effects, right? So if we pause it at this scene here, where we can see he's loading up the Kamehameha with his one hand, his right arm, we can also see the aura. So the Super Saiyan 2 aura is all yellow and it's spiky, and we can also see like the sparkle from where he's actually loading up his energy for for the Kamehameha. It's beautiful. There's also the static as well to symbolize the Super Saiyan 2 more than Super Saiyan 1. Super Saiyan 1 doesn't have as much static, which is a factor. Anyways, let's continue now. Once he does the Kamehameha, Goku appears in the back as he did right in the anime, and you can see the sparkles, which shows that this legendary finish is a lot more high quality than the original that we had, the Super Saiyan 2 version, and I really appreciate that. So then we're going in, right? Kamehameha goes through. Obviously, it's just a beam, so you can't expect as much, but one thing they really added to make sure that you can see this is a high quality version is the cutscenes. Now, there's the cutscene increase here, the facial expressions. They've been going crazy on this, and this easily probably has the best facial expressions that we have in Dragon Ball Legends. So we see Gohan is really stressing how much energy he can put into this Kamehameha. Goku's giving him the energy. Goku hits the scream. The facial expressions on Goku, very good. The coloring on him is very good. It reminds me of the Super Saiyan Goku, the instant transmission one that dropped earlier this year. I swear they only dropped him as a Legends Limited to probably reuse his model for this, and it's not even the same model, but you know what I'm saying. Anyways, Goku hits the scream. His facial expressions show so much emotion, and then Gohan, even more emotion, putting in extra energy for this Kamehameha, and you can really see the beam goes crazy. He's putting in that one arm. The models are so good. They're even putting in these like flash moments. I don't know what you call it, but it's like the colors are inverted to show how intense the Kamehameha strength coming out. The wave on the Kamehameha, I really like it when they make Kamehamehas large. You can really see this is a powerful one. I really hate it when they do those thin beams. For example, a lot of people hate the purple cell. If you guys know what I'm talking about, the purple cell, the Legends Limited, he has a horrible beam in his legendary finish. It makes it look like he's not even putting in a lot of strength. I know the distance is like large, but come on, man. The beam should be much larger than that. It's literally like a solar Kamehameha. It should be so much larger than that. Ironic because I'm talking about Gohan here, but they got Gohan right. And then I like how the enemies, so whoever it is, they kind of fade slowly into the beam. They're going out of it, and it reminded me of, you know, when Majin Vegeta did the final atonement, like his model became like stone, you could say. They've done a similar thing with how Gohan's Kamehameha lets them fade out, and then after the Kamehameha ends, we see Gohan really panting. Now the shading here is so good. It's so good. There's like this tint of orange, you could say. I don't know if I want to call it orange, but it's like the sun's hitting him perfectly. That's the best way I can describe it. His hair looks good. The blood and the details with his clothes torn and everything. His arms still broke. It's beautiful. And he powers down, and with the ground battles update, but they've had this before in the past, for example, the Gammas 1 and 2, but I like that they're doing it more. Once he powers down, we really see like him falling into the ground. There's an impact of him hitting the ground. The gust of wind, the dust ore dissipates to show that he's really done, and then he's even got sweat marks on his face to show like, damn, I'm tired as how I did it. And you see the finished scene with him just lying down exhausted after hitting that Kamehameha. This legendary finish is one of those, man. It's one of those. Now regarding these two legendary finishes, you might want me to say who I think has the best legendary finish. I kind of have two opinions on this. I think that Goku and Hit have a better animation, but Super Saiyan 2 Gohan's animation has a lot more emotion and detail into it, in the sense that it makes you feel like it's better. I know that might sound contradicting, but I think the after image, the model on Goku as well, with the way that he goes blue and also the impacts going on, is a lot more dramatic in comparison to the Kamehameha that Gohan's hitting. Goku's model coming in for the Kamehameha is good as well, but at the end of the day, it's mostly just a beam, so I feel like the animation isn't as extravagant. But with Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, I think they went for a more emotional approach that makes you feel like this is the moment that I watched as a kid when I was tuning into Dragon Ball Z, Gohan versus Cell, and you get that feeling off of watching the animation. And for that, I prefer the Gohan one. It doesn't have to be more detailed or more thought out to be a better moment, because I feel like it's recreating the iconic scene where Gohan beats Cell. I think it could only be made better if they got Vegeta involved. That would be so extra, and I think then without a doubt I would definitely just take it in animation sense and feel. But for feel, it definitely clears, but in animation it's not even far off. I think it's even right neck and neck, maybe just a bit worse because there's not as much going on, but the attention to detail on it is outrageously good, so I don't think anybody should be shamed for going either way. Both animations animations are top tier, I'm personally always going to pick the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan animation. The Goku and Hit one had me at the beginning, but after processing, I'm really taking the Gohan one off emotion and feel. If we're gonna take one thing away from 2025, I would definitely say that their legendary finishes were top tier. But almost every single character, they went all the way out from start to end. I'm not gonna say all of them were top tier overall, but these were some high quality animations generally speaking. Super Saiyan 4 Goku from Daima, Trunks and Gohan with the cutscene at the end, the anniversary, even though it got leaked, MUI Goku did really well. Even some extras you might not care about, such as Super Saiyan 2 Kefla, and now in the festival, Gogeta Gohan specifically, a lot of people like these ones. They did a really good job this year, and I hope they continue to actually improve the legendary finishes, because it's something that makes the game feel that tiny bit more special. Adding the extra feel for detail, the facial expressions, adding the ground, adding whole scenery, cutscenes. Why am I seeing Goku and Vegeta talk about they don't want to fuse again, and Goku's like, yeah, for sure, Vegeta, at the end of a legendary finish? Isn't it just supposed to be the big attack that makes me win the game? No, they're giving you the emotion that comes with the Dragon Ball franchise, and I think that's the step further they're trying to take, and we should be seeing a lot more remakes of different legendary finishes in Dragon Ball Legends, which is completely fine. We're Dragon Ball fans at the end of the day. The content is of course limited for numerous reasons, but ultimately I'm down to see what Dragon Ball Legends has going forward, as this game definitely has a lot of life on it. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you haven't already, make sure to press the subscribe button. We're on this grind to 200,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys for watching the video, man. My name is Zakashi, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.